issues, specifically the minutes from the last meeting. Everybody have an opportunity to address those?
Yep.
If everybody's all set, I'll take a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mary, have a second.
Second.
Second by John, all those in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous. Also, in your packet tonight, you will find the updated member list. We want to, first of all, welcome Bob Capizzulo to the board, and we want to also wish Brian Falk great luck, because Brian's was an instrumental part of this board and a complete asset, and very versed on the zoning guidelines of the town and in general throughout the state. Also, for board members, let me pass you out the updated information on board members. Please check it, make sure it's correct. Town council and our clerk is going to make sure that we have the updated information. Charlie, you have one over there? Okay. If that is different, please make the corrections, get them back to me at the end of the meeting. Okay. There's a couple of housekeeping items. We have the 7:05 hearing tonight, which is a continuance, and that is on the application. I'll do it if I-
Judith
Here it is.
Gonzalez.
I got it. It's on the application of Gonzalez. Gonzalez here tonight? Okay, she's not here. Okay. I had a funny feeling that either the office did not either advise her or she had forgot to show up. So what we do, this has happened before, where an applicant has either forgotten a couple of times. It's even been an engineer that hasn't shown up. So for the sake of transparency and trying to, in the spirit of cooperation, we will provide one more extension for the applicant. It was asked that the applicant go back and provide some engineering done, and I know it was a short window, probably a month ago, last meeting. Maybe that engineering has not been completed. So what we will do is, I'll take a motion, if the board would like, to put this and continue this to the August 17th meeting. I have a motion for that.
I'll make a motion that we continue it.
Motion by Charlie, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mark. All those in favor? That's unanimous. Okay, we will continue that. I apologize for the people who came back in here tonight, but please do not miss the August 17th meeting. At that point, we'll have a final determination. Sorry, gentlemen, I didn't know that they were not going to show up. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sorry to be wasting your time tonight. Okay, thank you.
Everybody that's here, will you just sign this for this next meeting?
The next hearing is going to be Connor Brook. Time do we have?
It's, we can do it, it's after 7:11.
Okay.
And this passes.
So this is on the application of Corner Brook LLC. Would the applicant and its representative please come up to the front? If you're going to be utilizing the, do you have a plot plan or something? sir?
We do.
Okay.
One's in your package and we have an update.
All right, do me a favor, John, would you slide up that thing without breaking it, and he can display it on the board
Sure.
over there? And then, if you'd like, you can certainly take that microphone out and utilize that as you go along. For those that are in attendance for this hearing, Charlie has passed some attendance sheet around. Please fill that out. You got the Corner Brook one over there?
Yeah, it's already gone
Right,
out.
okay. It's just, we need to have those for the people that are attending for this hearing. And I'll read the application, and then we'll turn it over to the applicant. Once the applicant provides the information necessary, the board will question the applicant, possibly his engineer, and then at that point, we will open it up for public comments, reviews, and any additional questions. So, on this particular hearing, it is John, Mary, myself, Mark, and Charlie. And this is on the application of Corner Brook LLC of 11 Industrial Drive, Milford, for a variance release from the provisions of Section 2.4 and 2.5 zoning bylaw, in particular minimum front yard requirements in relation to a parcel of land that consists of 333,780 square feet, more or less, owned by the petitioner and located on the northeasterly intersection of Industrial Road and Birch Street. Let's see what we have in here on the application. The applicant is indicating what section of the bylaw they're trying to vary. They're Article 2, Section 2.5, which is the intensity use schedule. Minimum front yard, 50 feet required. Applicant's proposing 25 feet. Concerning the question that was asked to the applicant, what circumstances exist relating to the soil condition, shape, and topography of the subject premises, which do not generally affect any other land in the zoning district, the applicant states that the shape of the lot and the on-site wetland area make it a challenging piece of land to develop, and if the variance was not granted, what hardship would this cause concerning the applicant's indication in 13 above. The applicant states not be able to build because we cannot have the space for loading docks which require trucks to back in and out. There's also a need to drive into the rear of the building. The applicant states the land is an industrial park. The future use will help to increase the tax base and create jobs. Therefore, this has been sent off to the planning board. Planning board revised the petition, reviewed the petition at their July 11th and recommend a favorable recommendation. Town platter indicates that the applicant requests the variance to construct an industrial building on the subject property. The property consists of a proposed new lot on the corner of Industrial Road and Birch Street to have the majority of the frontages on Industrial Road. The sketch plan submitted with this application generally reflects the configuration of the wetlands, steep slopes that characterize the property. Given the location of those constraints and the dimensional requirements for truck maneuverability, a reduction of the required front yard setback appears to be warranted. Although the sketch plan is only a general depiction of the proposed development, it is a sufficient document that the environmental constraints existing on the site. Therefore, town planner has also recommended a favorable recommendation to this board. With that, sir, would you please state your name and tell us what the applicant's trying to do?
Sure, thank you very much. My name is Mark Allen with Allen Engineering out of Mendon, Mass. I'm here representing Corner Brook LLC. And as stated in your description, he's seeking a front yard setback variance from 50 feet to 25 feet for an industrial building, roughly 18,000 to 20,000 square feet on the corner of Birch Street and Industrial Road. It would be the first dry piece of the parcel that resides as you take a right up on Industrial Drive. And of the 45 acres that this parcel has, we are going to be splitting it up into 3 parcels. So this is going to be future lot number 2. And it's the smallest of the 3 lots. And the reason why we're here before you tonight, as said, is because of the wetlands, the soil, and the topography of the land. We need to tuck this building down into that lower right-hand corner of the property. And with the nature of the industrial park that has already been built by the applicant, these buildings are steel buildings that have loading docks and have drive-through bays. And standard turning movements require at least 100 feet from the back line of the building. So that back line of the building and the 100 feet into the rear really pinches us to the wetland areas and the streams on site. We want to be as mindful of the conservation as we can, and noticing that they have their 25-foot no disturb zone. We want to keep that in mind as we develop the site. So I think this is a sort of a best fit scenario where all the traffic is going to be going to the rear of the building, not the front of the building. We think that this variance is warranted at this time. Any questions, please let me know.
Mark, do me a favor, for the benefit of the people in the room, could you outline with a pen where the site is so that they've got a better idea? Try to outline, where Birch Street is and maybe a reference point with the fire station may be a good idea.
Absolutely. So if you're coming down from the intersection with the light and come south down Birch Street, the fire station will be on your right if you're heading south on Birch Street. Fire station is in this location here. The burn tower is up in this this location here, and I think it's the Stony Brook condominiums are up in this location here. So we are down Birch Street, and just as you take that right onto Industrial Drive, it's the first spot as you start to climb the incline of the road, just after the second driveway entrance in this location here. So it's before Commercial Way, it's in between Commercial Way and Birch Street. If you're familiar with, I'm trying to think, I go up to the Lesco plan, it used to be Lesco, the fertilizer plant is up in this part of the area, Commercial Way. So it's more at the intersection of Birch Street, just around the corner from the fire station.
Okay. Okay, Charlie, I'll start on your end.
Okay. Looking at this now, on the restrictions that you have regards to the wetlands, you said were 25 feet away from the wetland, whatever, and what defines the wetland border?
BVW has been defined by Goddard Consulting, a wetland scientist that went out on site and flagged the entire 45 acres. A couple thousand wetland flags were flagged, and those locations were field located, survey instrument located, and they're a combination between wetland soils when they auger down and plant vegetation. So those are all accurately mapped and accurately located on this plan.
And so your asphalt is 25 feet away from that. Now, on the drainage from this property, where is that going to be going?
We're anticipating below the asphalt. We're gonna do an underground Cultec chamber style drainage system.
Okay, and where does that finally dump?
And that'll be, it'll be located underneath the asphalt and will dump into the neighboring wetlands.
Okay, all right, and it'll be filtered?
Yes.
There'll be no oil or anything coming from trucks or anything else?
Correct, has to meet all the state DEP guidelines for stormwater management, TSS removal, stormwater quality, pre and post development calculations. We haven't gotten to the point of a full site plan development yet.
Right.
Because we need to know where the building is gonna be situated, which is why we're here before you tonight.
Right.
But we do know the restraints of the wetlands, the 25 feet and the 100-foot radius for the trucks.
So you're saying you're meeting all wetland and state requirements relative to the wetlands and to
Correct.
the drainage and water going back into the wetlands?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Bobby?
I'm assuming from your last comment, this has not gone in front of Concom yet then?
Correct. Correct.
And for the people, COMCON, the...
Conservation Commission, I'm
okay,
sorry.
all right.
This will require 2 additional permits after this hearing tonight, one of which will be the full site plan development through the planning board, and all the neighbors will be notified of that hearing, and that will be the nuts and the bolts of all the engineering and the layout and the grading, and the drainage, and the sewer and the water, and then conservation will have to give us a permit for work within 100 feet of the buffer zone, of the BVW, so that we meet all of the state stormwater and environmental guidelines.
Okay. Mark?
Just so I know, if I get this straight in my own head, without the relief of the 25 feet, this thing just won't fit.
Correct.
That's the bottom line.
Correct.
That's it.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't really have any question. Is there currently an order of conditions on the site already? Or a limited order of conditions?
There was a previous order of conditions that did get closed out about a year ago. They did a logging, the previous owner had done a logging permit for 45 acres. Basically, they showed areas to be removed, vegetation be removed. That was closed out just, I would want to say about a year ago.
Okay.
Just one question, on this map we have here, where is Stallbrook here?
Stallbrook is across the street. Yeah.
Okay, so it's out there?
Correct.
Okay, that's what I want, okay, I want to make sure. Okay, that's it.
John?
No, actually, Charlie asked my question, I'm good.
Anybody from the audience like to have a question, comment? Feel free if you have a question.
Yeah, this is phase one.
Identify himself.
Do me a favor, Joe. Can you come up and just identify yourself and speak into the mic so the people at home can see your lovely face and be able to hear you?
Joe Berry, 16 Silver Street, Milford. So this is phase one, you got 3 buildings going up, is that what you said, the phase?
It's not really in phases, we're gonna break it out into 3 different lots. So there'll be 3 different uses on 3 different areas of the 45 acres. But this is the first, smallest area to tackle of the 3 dry areas on the property, yeah.
Yeah, because most of that was all water, from what I saw.
Yeah, out of the 45 acres, there'll be very
It's only
little.
25 feet from What's, the other one there? Industrial in the corner of, Industrial and, what's the other street?
Birch Street.
Birch Street, yeah, it's only 25 feet from there where you're gonna be able to build?
No, there's 440 feet from the corner, isn't it?
Right. From the corner.
Yeah, it's 25 feet from any wetland that's on the property.
Joe, can you see the building footprint?
I cannot,
Show them where the,
Yeah, this is the building footprint here in gray.
Yep.
Here's Birch Street, here's Industrial Drive, and it's gonna be about 400 feet up from the intersection. But this wetland area here, we can't be within 25 feet of that with anything.
How far close is the wetland area over here?
That's all wet.
Yeah, the wetland border does this.
Okay, so, yeah, 'cause it's all,
Building on the drive on here.
anybody else have any questions? Comments? If not, if there's no one else wants to be heard, you have the last word before we close the hearing and take it under advisement.
Sure. I appreciate your time.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, Gary.
Sorry,
That's
I
fine.
delayed my question.
Come on, you gotta speak up, let's go.
Sorry, let me move quickly here. This is one of 3 parcels that you're developing there.
Correct.
Assuming that this parcel goes through, you're gonna be proceeding with the other 2?
Yes.
Individually?
Correct.
If this parcel weren't to go through, will you still be proceeding with the other 2 parcels?
Correct, yes.
You will.
Okay, with that,
Yeah, just want to thank the board for their time. If you have any other questions, please let me know, but we're seeking that 50-foot front-back setback variance to 25 feet. Thank you.
okay, great. All right, with that, we'll close the hearing. It's a pleasure of the board. We have a motion. We have a motion
I'll
approved.
make a motion to approve it.
A motion by Charlie to approve as submitted. Have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's unanimous. Thank you, sir. You know the routine. 20-day appeal period, blah, blah, blah. Appreciate that. All right. Does anybody else have any questions that want to address the board this evening?
Okay, make a motion to adjourn.
That's up to him.
Okay.
I think I can give you one from here. I think I may have a smaller one we can provide you. All right, with that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Seconded by John. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's unanimous. All right, thank you so much for joining us on this quick evening, and
See you
have a
on the
great...
17th.